Robert Halfon, you spoke in Parliament yesterday regarding the office block conversions. You seem to come to a point of wanting these places closed down. Is that possible?
Well, this is a real problem for Harlow. I've been going on about this for over a year now. I've been working hard with debates in Parliament, as we had yesterday. I tabled a Commons motion. I met with ministers. I brought the council, Harlow Council down, the chief executive down to meet with ministers about this. It's got to be sorted out. The government have promised me a review with substance that's going to happen soon, but we need to change the legislation to make sure if you ever have these kind of office blocks, it's proper quality homes. You've got to stop London Council shipping people to Harlow like cattle, vulnerable families, which they should be looking after. The Harlow, we've got enough issues of our own to deal with, but also the council need to use powers available. There are these planning powers they can use, Section 4, which they've started to use. Antisocial behaviour powers, they should be going into these properties every day, checking for environmental concerns, antisocial behaviour, and laying one order of the other. And even if these orders are challenged judicially, it will give a strong message of zero tolerance to the landlords.
Wouldn't that take up a lot of time and resources for a council with limited resources?
Well, first of all, when these homes were built, the council got a new homes bonus, and that pays for a lot. That's millions of pounds. That goes whenever any new home is built in Harlow, the council gets millions of pounds. So there is money for it, but more importantly, there are a huge amount of resources being used already by the schools, by the police, by these social services dealing with all the problems of these permitted development rights. Yes, the legislation is flawed, but some permitted development rights, like Pearson House in Edinburgh Way next to the station, is beautiful, and that's quality homes. That's what permitted development rights should be. The council needs to work with these landlords from the beginning and be much stronger, and they should have acted sooner in dealing with these problems. I'm trying to do my bit in Parliament to recognise that there were big flaws in the law that came through that was not opposed by the Labour Party. When it came through, no party opposed it. Everybody thought it was going to be a good thing. But there are big problems, and that's what I'm trying to change in Parliament.
So having presented what's called the Westminster Hall debate yesterday, what happens next with that?
Well, I'm going to meet with the new housing minister, got appointed yesterday. There was a government reshuffle changing the ministers. As soon as I possibly can, I'm going to send a speech to him next week. The minister responded, there is going to be a review. They know that there is a problem, but the councils also have to use the existing powers much more, and they should have used them earlier. I just want to say one thing to your Harlow watchers and readers. The government have got it wrong. I accept that. There were flaws in the legislation, but the council have got it wrong too. And we can argue. We can argue about who got it wrong, why, what, where and how, but we have a problem. I will be willing to work very closely. I'm happy to turn the party political tap off and just work as closely as possible with the council leader, with the housing spokesman for the housing cabinet member, and with the chief executive of the council to work together to see what kind of solutions we can do to make this problem go away.
Because is there a concern that be careful what you wish for? You could end up possibly with Terminus House, Temple Fields closed. What do you do with all those people? Somebody has a responsibility.
Well, the ones that Harlow Council put in these houses, they will have to be rehoused by Harlow Council, and that's why we should have worked with the landlords from the beginning on this. But don't forget, these people are meant to be in temporary accommodation. They are still tenants of their local authority. They are still individuals from their local authorities, from Enfield, Barking, Dagenham, many Labour authorities. The Harlow Council, which is a Labour council, should have influence over. And I know they've written a letter this week. Why was not that done a year ago? They should be responsible for looking after those tenants and bringing them back to their own boroughs so they can look after them in their own areas and not just try and shift the problem to Harlow so that Harlow taxpayers pay for problems of residents who come from other areas.
But isn't there good work that has been done by Harlow Council under Councillor Ingle? He has got pledges from a number of councils, for example like Enfield, that said the people, they will people will return to Enfield?
Yeah, that's one council, but they're putting them in other office blocks in Harlow instead. So and there's lots of other Labour councils as well. I mean, I highlighted the fact that this, but as I say, let's move away from a political argument. I really want to work together. I know there's local elections coming. I know that it is Mark Ingall's duty to hold, as far as to oppose and to criticise me as the MP. That is fine, but I give him this pledge. If he wants to work together with me on this, I will turn off the political tap. I will not make one more political statement about it. I will work, which I've had to do in rebuttal to what they have been saying, which is a lot of misleading information. I will work day and night with him and the council and with the government to try and get a solution to this, because that's actually, the residents don't want the political argy-bargy. The residents want us to solve the problem.